Bam, Joe, just for you to edit out.
Well, thank you.
Welcome to Help Desk with Joe. This is show number 53. We've crossed the line of 50 shows, which is pretty exciting, but show 53. We have a lot going on today. Joe's going to discuss T-Mobile, Amazon, TikTok, and we got a mixed product review, meaning two different products with the same aspect in mind. But thanks for joining us today, and with me as always, Joe and Justin. And again, Help Desk with Joe, helping out consumers, talking about technology and how it interacts with our everyday life, and helping out general consumers, businesses, and everything in between. So, Joe.
Yes, sir.
How's it going?
I'm going good. It's going well so far. You guys?
Yeah, show 53, man. We're plugging right along. I'm excited.
The weather has turned.
The weather has turned. You're right,
It's
Justin.
not 20 degrees this morning.
Yeah, and it's turned for the better, so make it completely clear.
It could do another turn, though. Tomorrow, we'll see. I don't know. Turn for the worse. Hopefully not.
Yeah, it'll be okay.
Dave had his bike out today.
Yeah, spring has sprung, so you know.
He's getting out on the roads with the motorcycle.
It's time.
Yeah.
It's time. Joe's keeping me sorted out with all my technology stuff, so you know I can get involved in this spring weather.
There you go.
Well, Joe, what do we got today? You're going to start us off with some news update with T-Mobile, and if you're not familiar with the podcast of the show here, we start off with 3 or 4 news updates and then either a product review or a tip of the week, and today's show is going to have a product review, mixed product review. So we'll get to that, but let's start off with T-Mobile.
All right, so T-Mobile is making a move that I'm not necessarily agreeing with, and a lot of the competitors are even starting to frown upon them, so that says a lot. So, you know, I've kind of sung the praises for a while for T-Mobile. Well, I'm getting ready to slap you with a piece of reality.
Yeah, and you're a T-Mobile Sprint merger, is that right?
Yes.
And you're a customer, so
Right.
you know the deal.
Right, so this is directly going to affect me. So T-Mobile is going to start automatically enrolling customers in an ad targeting program. Automatically.
What's that mean?
So if you're a T-Mobile subscriber, you'll soon be automatically enrolled in a program that will see your online and device usage sold to advertisers. In a privacy policy update spotted by the Wall Street Journal, the carrier said it would start sharing that information with marketing agencies starting on April 26th unless the customer opts out.
How do you opt out?
You have to... So the T-Mobile spokesperson said they've heard many say that they prefer more relevant ads, so they're defaulting to this setting. T-Mobile...
Hold on, time out. So that's pretty slick.
Yeah.
Our consumers have gotten back to us about they want more relevant ads.
Yeah, not just ads, but relevant ads.
What percentage of them, too? It's just like, well, some of them are saying this.
I can't even get a hold of my cell phone carrier without going through the phone tree like 7 different times, providing my account number, my, all my pertinent information at least 4 different times to end up talking to somebody that asked me for all that information again an hour later. But yet they're hearing back just, random because customers want to tell them about how they prefer relevant ads.
Yeah.
That is malarkey.
So here's how you have to opt out. You can opt out of the advertising program by opening the T-Mobile app, tapping the More tab, and then going to Advanced Advertising and Analytics. Then you switch the toggle next to Use My Data to make ads more relevant, option 2 off.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, hold on. That means you still get ads. Now they're just not relevant.
Not targeted, maybe.
And are they still selling the information? Like, if you opt out of this relevant ad deal, do they still sell your information?
Oh, I'm sure
probably,
they will.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the
So they're just refining how they sell your information.
So basically you got 2 choices. You either get ads or you get ads for stuff you really want. So it's your choice.
Oh, man.
And where are these ads popping up?
I'm assuming like on your Facebook feed and online searches, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Well, the opt-out process doesn't sound like terribly difficult, but they're just banking on most people won't even bother doing it or won't know about it.
Right, or they'll go, well, these ads are annoying, but at least it's for stuff I want.
I might find it interesting after all because COVID's had me cooped up and I like to shop. So, yeah, let's do that.
Yeah.
I didn't realize I needed this thing that Okay, thank you for sending me this ad.
You know,
See,
I think
I
that
needed
happens a
something
lot, though.
to spend my money on. Now I've got it.
Yeah,
Right.
because I'm a bad situation when it comes to that kind of stuff. I don't know what this is, but I have to have it.
You know who I think this would really impact? Mark Pauly.
Really?
Yeah, I bet Mark Pauly's one of those people. It's like, ooh, I didn't even know they had this, but I do need it. Just take my money.
Well,
Guess who's watching our video?
Yeah.
Hi, Mark.
Hi, Mark.
Anyway,
So here's the real bad part.
yeah.
As if it couldn't get any worse. This is a step beyond the data collection that AT&T and Verizon currently do. So those carriers automatically enroll their subscribers in programs that pull them into a shared interest group. As an AT&T or Verizon customer, you don't have to go out of your way to prevent your wireless provider from sharing more detailed information on you. So AT&T and Verizon, they just dump everybody's information in a bucket and hand the bucket over to advertisers. Now T-Mobile's saying, okay, you can get either the whole bucket, or
Yeah.
you can get Dave's bucket, or you can get Justin's bucket, and then you know exactly what they want.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you say you're not particularly happy about it. How come?
Well, that
Is it just like you feel like your privacy's been invaded a little bit more and that upsets you, or is it just because you're going to be tempted to buy more stuff because now it's relevant?
yeah, on both accounts.
Or is it because seen as like, hey, Joe, I don't care how relevant it is, you can't have it.
Yeah. But I have to have it. It's shiny.
Yeah, it's relevant. Come
Yeah.
on now, it's relevant. They
Yeah.
say it's relevant.
Yeah, they said I need this. They wouldn't show it to me. Obviously,
Yeah.
they wouldn't show it to me if it wasn't all. If
This
it wasn't
has
something I
been
needed.
hand-picked and tailored to me.
Exactly.
So therefore, I need it.
Exactly.
I see
No.
where this you're getting us both in trouble. That's all
I
I'm
know.
saying.
No, my
No, yeah. Yes,
my
you are.
issue with my biggest issue is it's pretty bold on T-Mobile's part to be doing this, to automatically switch it on to for just
Honestly,
advertise
though,
today versus just dumping everybody into a bucket.
How many people you think will notice and/or care at this point? I mean, everybody raises a big fuss about, oh, the government's tracking us, blah, blah, blah. But, boy, I don't know anybody willing to give up their phone.
Well, this is true.
I mean, I think now, I mean, like, who reads the whatever terms?
The terms of service.
Yeah, and
Oh yeah, you
who
would,
reads those?
You wouldn't use anything if you read any of that nonsense.
That's, I mean, you'd be giving away your firstborn child in there, and
Yeah.
nobody read it. Yeah, just get me to the point where I just click it. I mean, I've seen now they've gotten smarter, which I kind of appreciate, that you don't even have to scroll to the bottom. It just says accept and agree, and faded in the background is like a part of the document. Yep, done.
Yeah,
And it ends up being like 12 pages.
exactly.
Yeah, I tried to skim one time, didn't make it.
Oh, it's
Well,
just-
this one time. After that, I was like,
Maybe
you
a
know what?
decade ago, I tried once.
Yeah.
Well, at the top of the story, he said, was it the Washington Post? That
Wall Street Journal.
Wall Street Journal. Kind of nice that there's someone else out there reading through stuff and letting people know, like, hey, you know, there's this change.
Yeah.
I
So we
pity-
don't have to read it. Somebody else can read it for us.
I was gonna say, but I pity the poor soul that's their job is sitting and,
Low on the totem pole.
finding
Yeah.
these companies in these gotcha deals where they've changed their privacy agreements.
What do you do for a living? Oh, I read privacy agreements all day. Sounds terrible. You poor person. Yep. Huh. Yeah. Well, it's interesting. The other big companies are kind of tisking and shaking their finger a little bit. But
Yeah, that's
they probably
what-
want to do the same thing. They're just.
Yeah, that's what surprised me
I don't like
is
that you're doing it because you're getting a little more of an advantage.
yes, I'm wondering. It's one of those. Let's just stay back and see how bad it really gets. So Verizon, AT&T, I guarantee are watching, and
Yeah.
they're wanting to see. Okay, if they get a bunch of blowback, we won't do it.
Do you
but
think? I don't know. I still think people won't even pay attention.
they
Yeah.
probably won't? Now, what really creeps me?
Actually, I bet most people will be like, it's about time they figured out what I liked.
Well, at this point, what really creeps me out.
I'm sick of getting ads for stuff I don't need. I don't want diapers. My kids are teenagers. Come on,
Yeah.
quit giving me those ads.
But what really creeps me out is stuff that I have conversations with people with and don't even do a search online. And all of a sudden, I'm starting to get these pop-up ads for stuff. That's what really creeps me out.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, like I said, you got to know your phone, your computer, everything's listening.
Oh, yeah, I know that, but it creeps me out.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm still taking my phone with me.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
And that's where they've got you. It's like, Yeah, you don't like it. You know you don't like it. Yeah, it creeps you up. But
Yeah. What can you do? And I think that people just have general apathy. What can you do?
Right.
Well,
They're not willing to give up their phone. They're not willing to give up the access to the stuff they like. So therefore, it's just, what can you do?
Right.
They shrug it off and they go on.
I mean, maybe a better way to go about it would be when you open the app, it says, do you want to opt in? Do you want the targeted ads, or yes or no, instead of automatically, and then you go turn it off if you don't like it. But yeah, it might be a better on their end to look a little better.
Yeah, they could have
Yeah.
approached it a little better.
I think it'll blow over. Nobody will care.
You're probably,
I don't even care.
You're probably
I do
right.
get annoyed sometimes when I'm
But I'm not
looking at
T-Mobile.
something, shopping around, and then I go to a different website and they're like, hey, remember that thing you were looking at? I'm like, yeah, I remember. That was like 2 minutes ago.
Yeah.
I still know that thing exists. I'm just not going to buy it yet.
Yet. Yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, just in case you had short-term memory loss, Justin, here it
Yeah.
is again.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's general advertising. The more you sneak it into people's peripherals, the more they'll buy it.
Or what drives me nuts is I'll do a search or something and order from a different website, and then that first website annoys you for the next 6 months. Pop-ups and emails all, hey, we still got that. Hey, we're running a sale. I know, I already bought it somewhere else. Leave me alone.
Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting. All right. So, as a T-Mobile user, and I know you just said this a little bit, but expand on it. Are you going to go in and turn them off? You're going to keep them relevant? Have Justin and I convinced you that you need these relevant ads?
Well, personally, from the tech side of things, I'm going to leave it on for two reasons. One, see what it really does, and two, see just how tailored it really is.
I see you just turned this into an experiment, but really I think you just want to shop better.
Yeah, that's what
I'm opposed to this unless I like it.
Yeah.
If I like it.
And you guys call me out on this now.
I was just thinking, what's Cena going to think? Yeah, Joe's shopping better. Time out. We got to fix this. Joe, you got to turn it off.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's funny.
You're spending way too much money, but according to the ads, I needed this.
Yeah. You wouldn't believe what's out there now, and I like it. That's good. Okay. Well, I forgot where I was going with this. Next, Amazon. Fill us in on Amazon. I'm an avid Amazon user. We live in a rural community, and it's so nice to have stuff just drop ship to any of our sites and get our stuff that we need quick.
You said this was a hot take, Joe?
Yeah, and I guarantee you I'm going to change Dave's mind on Amazon being the...
Well, I didn't say they were great. I just said I use it.
Well, I didn't hear a bad thing yet, but I'm getting ready to change that.
Well, I'm sure there are bad things because I'm not a big fan of Jeff Bezos, and I'm not a fan of how he treats his workers. So the problem is this. I'm a huge hypocrite when it comes to this. Yes, I use their services because it's a necessary evil. It saves our nonprofit money because otherwise I'm paying someone to travel and go pick up stuff and drive a lot and taking that person's time, whereas for cheap money, I can have Amazon do all that for me. And I can take care of the orders and track all the receipts and everything's just done. But the hypocrisy is I'm not a fan of Bezos. I'm not a fan of how Amazon operates for its workers.
So this is kind of going back to the previous story. I don't like it, but I'm just going to deal with it.
Yeah, I mean, I just have to swallow it and utilize it because it's the best thing for our organization.
Right.
So,
I'm
it's
just
bigger.
right.
It's bigger than me, I guess, is the point.
Right, I'm just right on your cage, Dave. For some reason,
No, I'm with you because, like I say, I know I'm a hypocrite. I know I am, and sometimes in life you just are, and this is my one.
So here's another hook to hang your coat on as far as against Amazon.
Right.
So Amazon withholds has and continuing to withhold its ebooks from libraries because it prefers you pay for it instead.
Oh yeah.
So Amazon is withholding ebook and audiobook versions of works it publishes through its in-house publishing arms from U.S. libraries, according to a new report from the Washington Post.
That really makes me mad because I'm an avid reader, and I like reading. I promote literacy, and
I knew this would get... This
yeah. So I still got to order my stuff through Amazon, but I'm protesting inside.
Is this effective immediately? Is this already started?
I think they've already done
Yeah,
this.
they've been doing this for a while.
Oh, wow.
They're just continuing it.
Yeah, Washington Post just uncovered the dirt on it.
Because my dad does audiobooks through the library, which I didn't even know was a thing till he showed me.
Oh yeah, you can get audiobooks. You used to be able to get books on tape through the library. It's awesome. Libraries are cool.
Yeah, so in fact, Amazon is the only major publisher that's doing this, the report states.
Oh, so this would just be
Amazon original publishes.
right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
They kind of do like their own Amazon movies.
Yeah.
They've been doing their own Amazon books for a while.
Okay.
So if you have a book that's being published through Amazon, don't expect it to be in a library.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I wonder what percentage of books that is. How big they are at this point.
It says,
I think they pump out quite a bit.
yeah, because they said, of course, now Amazon can adjust their analytics to please them, but like the most popular books on their websites are all Amazon originals.
Yeah.
Wow.
But he said, and it's doing so because the company thinks the terms involved with selling digital versions of books to libraries, which in turn make them available to local residents for free through ebook lending platforms like Libby, are unfavorable.
Yeah.
In other words, the almighty dollar.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
They want the libraries to pony up a little bit more money, and they're not.
Well,
No, they don't want them to hit the
don't.
libraries at all. You got to pay for them.
Yeah, if you want to read the book, you pay retail.
You
Well,
pay
price.
Amazon.
Right.
That's the only way you can read it.
The library, in theory, would have to pay.
No,
Amazon.
they don't even get the option to.
I'm saying, well, the reason they stopped this was because they didn't like. You said something was unfavorable.
Because
The terms.
well,
Because people would read it for free.
yeah, because instead of selling one book and 10 people reading it, they want all 10 people to buy the book.
Yeah.
But here's the thing.
Do libraries pay for books?
Yeah, it says when at
Really?
the heart of the issue is a debate over whether libraries, which most of the time pay far higher than retail price for a physical book and ebook copies of books, ultimately harm publisher sales by letting people check out copies for free. In the age of mobile apps and widespread Kindle usage, borrowing an ebook is now easier than ever. You need a library card in the Libby app, and you can then place holds and eventually check out ebooks that can be sent directly to your Kindle e-reader or app to access for a limited time. So it's established that libraries already pay at least retail price, if not more.
Yeah.
So basically, Amazon just being the bully and saying, being greedy and saying, instead of selling one copy to 10 people at a higher rate, I want to sell all 10 copies at full retail. Which my take is, they're using, since we're kind of in uncharted waters as far as ebooks and stuff like that, they're kind of just putting a nail on it to begin with, saying, well, now this isn't the same as it used to be, so we need to set this up where we can't lose money, and just being greedy instead of saying, okay, the libraries have been in trouble for several years now nationwide because people have been going to online platforms and stuff like that. So let's just help sink that ship.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't realize, but yeah, libraries either have to go to the manufacturer to buy books or publisher, or they buy them just like everybody else, Barnes and Noble, Amazon, wherever.
I wonder what the legalities are if somebody just comes in and donates. If they had 10 books published by Amazon that they are done reading, could they just give those to the library for free? And then,
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep, I just read that as well.
Okay.
So they can take donations. The hard part is, everybody wants new books that just come out, but
Yeah.
I like library sales. Anyway,
Do you know how our local library is funded, Dave?
it's through a county levy.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep. County commission, taxpayer money.
Yeah, there's nothing in theory stopping Amazon from saying, even hard, physical books. Hey, libraries, we want you to pay a little more for.
Yeah,
They could just keep up in the prices in theory if they wanted to.
Yeah.
yeah, but
Eventually, the library might say, well, we can't afford Amazon books, so we're not going to carry those either, the physical ones.
right. But I think what really made apps like Libby take off was during when COVID started and everything shut down, where you couldn't go to your local library. You could, with the Libby app, you punch in your library card number, and then you could quote unquote check out books through your Kindle Fire or Kindle app or whatever, and read them on your device for a limited time, just like you're checking out a book.
Yeah, it seems like you should be able to make that work just like a regular book, that there shouldn't be a
Yeah,
big problem with that. That
Right.
As long as it's a limited time, they don't get to keep the ebook forever.
Right. And it's literally the only difference between all this is instead of you going in and buying or checking out a physical book, Amazon is sending a trickle of data for free, but only saying, oh, you only have like 7 days to read this, and then it's gone. Mm-hmm. And yet they're losing much more money than doing this, and I don't buy it.
Is this news story, Joe? Is this pretty recent that you saw this?
Yeah, this was published this week, like
Mm-hmm.
either yesterday or day before.
Yeah. Kind of crazy.
I just
I don't understand the greed. I mean, I feel like the writers should definitely get paid, but seems like it's a strong twist on Amazon's part.
Well, and here's my biggest issue. If the libraries was asking for the publishers to send them, 10 copies of the books for free or whatever, okay, yeah, I can understand the grief. But it's already stated that at the bare minimum, they're paying full retail value for the book, if not more.
Yeah.
So what's the issue here? Of course, now, if I was an author, I would probably have a dog in the fight and actually have a better complaint about, hey, I'm losing money. But how many times has someone checked out a book in the library, enjoyed it so much that they actually went and bought their own copy as well?
Yeah, to give to a friend or whatever.
Right, or
to
just to
keep it.
or to add to their own library. I mean, there's
Mm-hmm.
there's arguments all around. I just call bunk on this whole idea of Amazon basically just flexing their muscles, saying you won't play by our rule. You'll play by our rules, but
And see, that's the thing. If it were the writers, stepping up and saying, hey, listen, we're getting cheated for our hard work and effort,
yeah,
it'd be one thing. But Amazon as the seller, that's a different deal.
Yeah.
I agree with you.
yeah, and none of the other like Barnes and Noble, which everybody knows that's all it sells books. They're not complaining. They have never raised issue with this.
Yeah, that's the hard part. It's kind of like Walmart. What do you do to the monster? You can't really do a whole lot because they got a lot of leverage.
Yeah. Yeah, you can't really.
And they're a business, and, our true capitalism says they run their business how they want. If you don't like it, don't buy.
Right.
Makes it hard, but,
They're not even giving libraries the option to pay some more to do it. They're just saying across the board, no more.
No Amazon original content or books.
Jeez.
So I'm just a wealth of depression today, aren't I?
How do we recover from this story?
Unfortunately, I still got to use Amazon. It hurts me inside, Joe, but I still have to use it.
I figured that this would hit you kind of hard.
It stinks. Yeah.
You got a cheery story coming up?
Yes,
Yeah.
I do.
All right.
Tell me about TikTok. Woohoo!
Okay.
I'm not a TikTok user, by the way, so I don't really care either way.
So here is a little light at the end of the tunnel after this mile long of road to depression.
Yeah.
So TikTok will now warn users before posting inappropriate or unkind comments.
Ooh.
Yes.
What? Wait a minute.
Someone's
Comments?
about to call you fat. It says, warning.
Yeah.
Somebody's about to say you look stupid.
So TikTok is...
You got funny hair and you look goofy and your mama dressed you funny.
Honestly, I don't... The way... As harsh as people are online nowadays, I don't even think any of the triggers would set that off.
So hold on. I kind of agree with Justin. So Justin, just to clarify, you're saying that this warning is going to be like somebody's going to call you ugly.
Right.
Prepare yourself. Is that where is that how this is going to go
There's a
down?
negative comment. Would you like to?
Do you want to know it or?
Yeah.
No, here's how it works. So TikTok is rolling out a pop-up that's designed to warn users before they post a comment that it might be inappropriate or unkind.
Gotcha.
So this new feature is one of two being announced that are designed to promote kindness on the service. The other is filter all comments so they only appear once individually approved.
Wow.
So the first
Wait a
one...
minute, who improves them?
Okay, so, well, that's why I was going to break it down. So, the new unkind warning appears if TikTok believes a comment might violate its community guidelines. So, I posted a video on TikTok, and you guys literally made the comments you just made.
Yeah.
Right before you click send, when you click send, that little pop-up may pop up and say, hey, that's really could possibly violate community guidelines, and
Are you
it's
sure you
not
wanna
very nice.
say-
Yeah, would you like to reconsider posting it? And
Are you sure you want to say your mom dresses you funny? Yes
Yeah.
or no?
yeah,
Okay.
9 times out of 10, I am.
so then it gives you the option to edit the post or post it anyway. So they're doing their part to make you stop and go, Rich, should I really be posting this? And on the flip side of the coin, the filter all comments feature can now enable comment in the comments filters menu. That was a mouthful there. Which already allows users to filter spam and offensive content to filter based on specific keywords. Once enabled, creators have to manually approve individual comments before they appear under their videos. So, it's kind of a two-headed sword. You can actually fight it on both ends.
Yep.
As the commenter, you're now being warned, hey, what you're getting ready to post is probably not very nice.
Mm-hmm.
Do you just still want to be a jerk and post that, or do you want to think about it and change your wording up a little bit?
Right.
And then on the flip side of the coin, me as the content creator,
Yeah.
you guys can sit there and post 20 comments about my mom dressing me funny, and then until I decide to allow those comments,
Yeah.
nobody's going to see it, which helps prevent pile on where
Yeah.
Justin makes a comment and then
somebody
Dave-
else jumps on board.
Yeah,
He's right. Your mama does dress you funny.
exactly. So it's part of TikTok's announcement that it's partnering.
I guess
with,
that's good. So, at least they're taking some action.
that it's to help prevent cyberbullying. So
Yeah.
TikTok's also announced they're partnering with Cyberbullying Research Center as it works on more anti-bullying initiatives. So hats off to TikTok for. And of course, TikTok's not the first one to do it. We covered a news story a while back where Instagram started doing something very similar to that. So, hats off to TikTok for
Well, they did
putting this in
the
place.
seizure warning too, right? Is that
Yes,
TikTok?
yeah, I think so.
Yeah, it's just hard to imagine that popping up for like a really mean person would make them think twice. But
Well,
we'll
I mean,
see.
if it's a kid, though, maybe it'll help kids
Yeah,
or teenagers.
that's the thing. We're all sitting here as adults laughing at this stuff, but who's the biggest majority of users on TikTok?
I don't even know.
Kids.
Yeah.
So.
So
being
maybe
able-
it'll bring some awareness to the issue, and it's just like the relevant shopping. The more times you see it, maybe the more times you'll think about it, maybe the more times you'll take positive action.
Right. Plus, now as the content creator, I can filter all comments. So, yeah, it's going to be terrible, filtering through 40 comments of negativity, but it's less likely to get piled on because the world's not seeing you guys pile on the negative comments.
And when you say filter, do you mean you can select which
Yes.
ones to display and which ones not?
Yes.
Which for somebody with 40,000 comments would be impossible. But
Yeah.
so for the really big TikTokers out there, there's no way around
Yeah.
filtering out the negative stuff.
Well, it'd be very difficult, but a high school kid doing dance videos for fun now doesn't have to worry about as much negativity
Mm-hmm.
as one person commenting, "Oh, you can't dance."
You'd still have to read it though, right?
Right, but
So still
You-
kind of get in your head, but other people wouldn't see it. And
right, you'd only have that one person saying you can't dance. You wouldn't have that one person commenting you can't dance, and then 20 right underneath them, adding piling on, said, "Yeah, that's terrible." Oh yeah, blah 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 blah.
So just for the fact, or for some statistics, TikTok users by age, 10 to 19, 32.5%, 20 to 29, 29.5%, and then it goes down.
Mm-hmm.
And then the users are 60% female, 40% male. About 80 million monthly active users in the U.S.
All right.
Yeah. Now you know. Available in 150 countries. 400 million daily users in China.
So I actually downloaded the TikTok app the other day and and started messing in it. And so far, I have found. I'm gonna be honest. I have not found a lot of content that's worth any real value, other than a good laugh. It's like more just childish humor than anything. It's like, yeah, I should be over this, but I still think this is funny. But honestly, there is some, beneficial content on there, but so far I haven't found it. And I think the more I dive into it, the worse it gets. But I can honestly see, because I don't read the comments, I just look at the video and move on to the next. But if you actually go start digging into the comments, I mean, people can get ruthless real quick.
Yep.
Yeah. Everybody's a keyboard warrior.
Yeah.
Huh. All right. Any more news? Like, is TikTok still stealing all our information and sending it to China for something to be used for later?
No, TikTok actually.
I remember that was a big deal. We talked about it 3 or 4 months ago, or 5 or 6 months ago, and they were demanding that TikTok be a U.S. based company, and I like it was like sending their information, secretly sending their information to China, where like iPhones do it just out in the open.
Well, I think it was they was afraid that where it all stemmed from was like, yeah, we know Apple takes your data, but they was afraid that they could take more, like really overstep their bounds, and
yeah.
So it was kind of more of a security thing. well, and for example, you have these people that just literally dance anywhere. When I say literally dance anywhere, up to and including bathrooms and who knows what. So do you really want a government employee, and I'm looking at it from the government standpoint, do you want to have one of your employees in a restricted area?
That's pretty easy when you write a clause. Like, I'm sure the CIA doesn't allow cell phones in areas they're not supposed to be in.
Right. But do you want them goofing around recording a video of dance moves and something going on in the background that nobody needs to know about?
Yeah, it'd be the same as if it went on YouTube or their personal Facebook or their Twitter or their Instagram.
Well, this is true.
They're going to find a platform.
Right.
I mean, if you're that into dancing, like right now, Joe, you could break out and dance right now.
Yeah, and somebody called the paramedics to think I was having a seizure too.
I'm just saying, and see, it'd be like, wait a minute, he's on work time dancing. Anyway, yeah, I want to see this go down. That's how I thought it was funny.
Not going to happen.
And your mom addressed you funny.
Well, thanks.
And I didn't even put that in the comments yet.
I'm thinking about it, but
Thinking about it, yeah.
Seriously contemplating it.
Yeah.
Okay, so
okay.
I was looking at
moving on from Joe's dancing.
I was looking at the whole TikTok thing.
Yeah.
Okay, so this was updated on February 10th on Wall Street Journal, that it was original talks of the U.S. operations to be split, or Oracle, which owns Java, and Walmart was actually looking at delving into TikTok, but it looks like it never went anywhere.
Huh.
yeah, I remember seeing the Oracle name pop up.
Okay. Yeah, in a new development late Wednesday, back in February, the Biden administration asked to delay the government's appeal of a federal district court judge's December injunction against the TikTok ban.
A lot of words there.
Okay, so in a court filing, the Biden administration said it had begun a review of the agency action that would help it determine whether the national security threat cited by the Trump administration continues to warrant the ban. The filing by the Justice Department said the request for delay is unopposed by TikTok and ByteDance, which is the company that owns TikTok.
ByteDance?
Yes.
Who owns that?
That's the mother company of TikTok.
Right, but I mean,
that's the Chinese company.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Huh.
So apparently there is some kind of leggings on it if the Biden administration is still, that they're saying, well, let's not completely kill this off, let's keep.
It doesn't hurt to do due diligence.
Right. But I'm just saying, you're sitting over there, Dave, and just, oh, this is crap, we're wasting time and money on this nonsense. And Now we're getting both sides saying, well, wait a minute, let's make sure everything's on the up and up. I'm calling you out, Dave.
No, I agree. I mean, hey, let's make sure it's on the up and up. I'm just saying, if you go after one, then you kind of got to, it's like everything else. If you're opposed to one thing, then you got to be opposed to everything. You don't have to be, but you should be concerned about everything in the same cadre.
Right. Well,
So if you're concerned about one app that you have the choice to load or not load on your phone, and where it comes from and what it's doing, then you should be concerned about all the apps.
Well, I think what really stirred this up is TikTok came in so fast and grew so quickly, and typically, at least in the U.S. market, when apps like that take off, most of the time they're U.S.-based apps. But all of a sudden, this app out of China comes out of nowhere.
Really? You think most of them are U.S.-based?
Well, like that content that provides content like this, like Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, things like that. And then all of a sudden, this app out of nowhere from China that nobody's ever heard of just takes off like a rocket.
Yeah, what sort of data are they worried about? I mean, where's the national security implication there? I mean, just basically that the app could tell you where all the U.S. citizens are at any given
Yeah,
point,
like
what they're
locate.
up to.
I think the big issue was instead of just Justin recording his dance moves, it was
Yep.
sending like your location settings
Yeah.
and information about your phone, like your make, model, type of phone, stuff like that.
Yeah.
What
I
stuff?
usually just keep all my dance videos on my phone, so I don't send them out to the world.
But
That's the way to do it.
they was afraid that they was going to collect data that the U.S. laws regulate as privacy data, like your unique phone identifier, or what they call the IMEI number.
Yep.
That number's unique to your phone only. And they was afraid that TikTok was going to leak that information,
So here's the crazy
or
part.
collect that information.
Zoom is a U.S.-founded company by a Chinese immigrant, but he's now a U.S. citizen. The company's development team is based in China. Now you think about, everybody's worried about TikTok and these dance moves.
Yeah.
I think I'd be a little more worried about all the Zoom meetings that happen through businesses,
well, yeah.
schools, with kids.
Well, you remember all
But
the...
not nary a word is mentioned. We're worried about Joe's dance moves.
Well, now you remember the news coverage we've talked about on Zoom when the pandemic started and everybody started downloading Zoom right and left, that there was huge security issues with it. Up to and including people just... there was no security, no encryption involved, and people, just random people popping in on your meetings and just taking over the meetings.
Oh yeah, I'm just saying that's my criticism of TikTok is based on that. If that's what you have to worry about, I don't know. There seems like a lot more important things to worry about.
Yeah, until some hacker or something dreams up some nefarious way to use all this data that doesn't seem like it's all that important, and use it for something
Right.
to do whatever.
Yeah. All right. So, any more on TikTok?
No, that's pretty much it.
Are you still going to use it?
Oh yeah, for what I do, if they want to track what videos I watch,
Yeah.
that's no secret. So,
Yeah.
and trust me, it's just like my daily life. If they want to follow me, it's got to be a boring day because
Yeah, I
I'm
know.
not that exciting of a person.
And if you're not familiar with that conversation that we had a couple of podcasts ago, yeah, track me as I go in Spencer from Walmart to my mom's house to here at the office to usually some local businesses to buy stuff for our program, and then occasionally out to your local business, Joe. And
Right.
I do such interesting things.
Right.
Somebody is surely interested in my whereabouts. Anyway.
Once you get you more defined ads, Dave's what it is.
I need more relevant ads so that I can improve. Like, I was a Tractor Supply yesterday buying stuff for the farm. I bet they were like, time out. He bought a shovel.
Yeah.
We need to give him ads for more shovels.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And, a water hose roller thingy, and trying to think what all was in. A couple of chicken waters. We need to give him ads for chickens. Like I don't already click on all the ads for chickens.
Well,
I mean, come on.
If there may be 2 or 3 that you have not seen.
I don't know. They can follow me on YouTube as well because I watch videos about raising egg and meat chickens. So
Right.
Yeah, I'm not super hard to predict here at this point. I'm guessing in my life, dealing with the Sunnybank farm and all the stuff that comes with that.
Yeah.
So a lot of farm agricultural type stuff, and then after school education. Yeah, they can add me up all they want. My ads are pretty consistent, and they can follow me as I go around doing it.
There you go.
I would make a very good live reality show. That's all I'm saying.
I don't know. They put some pretty dumb ones on there. You might be more entertaining than some.
They must be pretty bad. Yeah, that's all I'm saying.
Well, okay. Kardashians.
Yeah. I definitely can't out-entertain the Kardashians. Justin might. But I
dance
can't.
moves.
Yeah. All right. So that's our 3 news updates. Anything else that you want to throw in there?
No, that pretty much covers all the news updates for this week.
Okay. So we had T-Mobile. If you're a T-Mobile user, be aware of those relevant ads coming your way soon. And Joe informed you on how to stop them. If you're an Amazon user like me.
If you like your ebooks from the library,
Yeah.
prepare for
Daggone it.
a little bit of a hit.
And then, of course, if you got tic-tac moves like Joe, just keep them.
TikTok, not tic-tac.
Whatever, yeah, you know what I meant. Keep them to yourself. That's all I'm saying. If you got Joe's moves, keep them to yourself. Don't, Anyway.
Yeah.
And by golly, don't do any videos in sensitive areas. Can't believe I got to announce that. So we got a different product review going on today.
Okay.
I'm super interested because it all involves me and what we do here. So I guess not me directly, but kind of, but not really. Indirectly involves me. So how do you want to do this, Joe?
Okay,
Break it down for us.
So last week you guys challenged me to actually
Join our fitness group.
join the fitness group and actually participate. So it was more than just join the group.
Download our app. Let me see who Strava's owned by.
Yeah. So I actually downloaded the app and I did a test, and here's what I found. So the app we're going to discuss today is the app called Strava. It is a fitness tracking app, and let me pull it up here. It's a free app available on iOS and Android, and is owned by the company Strava Incorporated.
Yep, it's owned in Sacramento or San Francisco, California. Founded in 2009.
So with the Strava app, you download it on your phone. Like I said, it's a free app. Now they also have a paid subscription, and we'll get in all the details out here shortly. But you go on here and you download the app, and you just start working out, and it will help track running, riding a bike, walking, hiking, canoeing, e-biking, hand cycling, velomobile, ice skating, inline skating, kayaking, kite surfing, rock climbing, roller skiing, rowing, alpine skiing, backcountry skiing, Nordic skiing, snowboarding, snowshoeing, stand-up paddling, surfing, swimming, wheelchair, windsurf, CrossFit, elliptical.
Hold on. Was wheelchair and windsurfing one thing, or is that like two separate?
Two separate things.
Okay, I was going to say, I've never really heard of wheelchair windsurfing, but that sounds kind of fun.
There's a new craze, Dave.
Well, I've seen like out in the desert where they have the glider things.
Right.
And they got a big parachute type deal hooked to them, and they take off, and I guess that'd be kite surfing on land. But anyway, it's pretty cool.
Elliptical, stair stepper, weight training, yoga, and just a general workout.
Nice. Now I know you haven't done yoga, which you challenged Justin and I to do because it wasn't on your Strava app.
Right. Oh no, it's on there.
No, I'm saying you didn't do a yoga activity.
Oh
yet.
no, I did not.
Okay. Just loading a little bit of ammunition for what's coming.
Yeah, but that wasn't my part of the challenge.
I agree.
So, okay, so with all that, you can actually track those, and if you have a smart band with a GPS tracker or even just a fitness band, you can actually use the two to help monitor your activities.
Yeah.
What did you use it for?
Yeah, Joe.
So I used the Strava app, and I actually used the walking trail that Patch built at the help me with the property.
Methodist property.
Yeah, the Methodist property on Route 119. I went on Monday.
Yeah.
It was a pretty day, so I had a little time. So I walked 4 miles on the property.
That's
Nice.
a lot of laps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you remember about how many laps that was?
No.
It'd be about 16, about
Really?
4 laps a mile roughly. Yeah.
All right.
Yes. So
Yeah, it's 3.5 actually laps a mile. So
Yeah, because when I
14.
finished, it was like 3.8, so I walked to the top of the hill up to
Yeah.
the archery range and back, and I finished up my 4 miles.
It's about 14 laps.
So, and it tracked a little bit of that elevation gain there.
Yeah. Yes, that's what I really like about it is if wherever you walk, you can actually the GPS on your phone and or your fitness tracker will help guide you and monitor your speed, your heart rate if you have a fitness tracker, and your distance in mileage instead of just steps, which makes it much better tracking as far as your distance versus just steps, which I really like.
Yeah. Showed you your splits and all that stuff. You're able to look at your mile splits.
Yeah, and it was that was really interesting. And what I really liked about it was when I was finished, it told me my average speed, and so it really helps you break down on what your pace is as far as your distance. So I really like it. The analytics on this is just amazing stuff that I never thought of wanting to know about before, doing this type of activity. So I found that stuff really interesting. Plus, if you use the paid subscription, you can actually add routes. So the way this works is, of course, now this is something that you guys
Yeah, we're
trained
doing
me
this
on.
through our activity club. Yep.
Yeah. So if you go to an area and you aren't familiar with that area and you want to take a walk, run, or whatever, you can actually open the app, and the free section will actually show you routes that are already been established in that area. So then you know where it's safe to run or walk or whatever. But if you use the paid section, you can actually create your own routes to add to the community.
And just to let you know, I'm looking at your analysis of your run.
All right.
Or your walk. Your walk, sorry.
Okay.
Joe.
Did you,
You moved an hour and 11 minutes, 29 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
or somebody did, somebody with your phone?
Good
Might
point,
pay
Justin.
somebody.
Good point, because I'm kind of suspect as well. You're sus, Joe. So you had hour and 17 minutes of movement, or total time, and you moved an hour and 11 minutes, so you stopped a couple of times.
Yeah.
Looks like you stopped 5 times, actually. And
I had to breathe.
yeah, you did. Justin was right. You had 196 feet of elevation. And it was all at the end.
Yeah.
You could see the little hills on each lap.
Yeah, that's a cool feature. Just
Yeah.
like it'll lay out a graph, and you can drag your mouse
And
across it. It'll show it going up and down.
yeah, and it does. And
Elevation.
at the very end, you went up to 770 feet high above sea level.
Yeah.
But you actually, so 196 feet of elevation.
Not too shabby.
Yeah, and 4.04 miles, Joe. That's a good deal.
Thank you.
Yeah, man. Yeah, and your little map shows you going up the hill. Pretty cool. So, keep Big Brother in you, Joe. Keep
That's
an eye
right.
on you.
Well, now,
Gotcha.
so what ads are you going to send me, Dave?
Well,
New
I
type
wouldn't say I'm that savvy with this app. I'm just saying I'm looking at your walk here. And
what are you going to do? Send me a text later today? Hey, check out these walking shoes. Check out these running shoes.
I'm going to send you a stroller that I can fit in and say, Joe, next time you go 4 miles, take me with. Well, actually, you know what? I'm just going to say, Joe, next time you walk 4 miles, take my phone with you.
Yeah.
Log me in as well, pal. Do me a solid. So we joked about that, though. The other day we were talking, somebody's going to figure out to get, like Mark Pauly's going to figure out to get in his car and go like 2 miles an hour and just drive.
Yeah, because Zach told me that, and I said, don't you think I've already thought about that?
Yeah. That's right. He was talking with you and Zach.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, so we was talking about the metrics. So it does all that, plus you can import your heart rate and power data, and then let Strava analyze it to show you how hard you've been working. And Strava accepts data from nearly every type of fitness device.
Nice.
And you can share in real time with beacons, so explore with confidence as you share your live location and route details with trusted friends and family.
Yeah.
And then you can compare past efforts, so you can automatically match runs and rides on the same route, so you can see how performance changes over time, whether you're doing better or doing worse.
Right. Nice. I mean, I like it. I've been using it for a little over a year now. Mainly, so it's kind of weird. I used it just to track my runs so I could track myself.
Right.
And you and I were talking about this a little bit before the show, Joe. So chime in, the motivation to see if you're doing better, you're doing worse, kind of what you're looking at, revisiting old routes. Like maybe the next time you go out to the Methodist property and walk those laps, if it were what I was doing, I was like, you know what, I feel like I'm doing it better. You know, this seems easier.
Right.
Or in this same amount of time, I got more laps in.
Right.
Just stuff like that. So that helps motivate.
Yeah. Plus, yeah, and then it makes it easier on you trying to decide, because you may be having one of those days of thinking, "Oh, I just did terrible," and you actually look down and find that's the best you've done
Yeah.
at all. So I mean, that could be a quick motivator that could turn your day around as far as trying to get your workout in.
Well, and it doesn't show me your analytics on anything, I don't think, but on your own, you should be able to see. Like mine tells me my best 2 miles, my best single mile, my PR, and all these different little categories, and it's pretty neat to see. You'd be like,
Right.
all right, yeah. So okay. Anything else? How do you want to do like a full review? You want to do pros and cons on your end? You ready to do that?
Yeah. Well, let's actually. I have.
Or do you want to talk to Justin first about his side of it and come back, or
let's hit the features.
Okay.
And then.
Yeah, lay out some features for us, Joe.
Yeah, so in the free section, you get activity recording, which I did, device support, which means your smartwatches, your smartbands, stuff like that, and then the social network feature where, and this is what we've all three of us have used. There is a social network feature where you can follow friends and family, and then actually we have a club here locally, the Jack Garrett Ford Patch 21 Club. You guys want to go over that real quick?
Yeah, but mostly like a
just
incentive program with encouraging people to meet different mileage milestones. So, like you hit 10 miles, we're going to give you a T-shirt. Yeah, it goes up and up with different prizes and stuff like that, and just having a community of people that, having that info out there that, hey, maybe you would like this route. I did it the other day, and someone, oh, I didn't even know there was a trail there. Stuff like that, sharing information with other people in the community, and having a little pod of people that are encouraging each other to get out there. And if you're the type of person that's like, oh man, I want to be on the leaderboard for the most miles this week, there's that option. Or if you just want to use it from time to time, and
you better, if you're that type of person and you're in our activity club, you better get on your horse because Kyle Stutler is killing it.
Yeah, we've got a college runner who every day is logging
massive
close
miles.
to 10 miles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw him a warm-up run, and it was like faster than.
Yeah. He's also our local leader in our race your way into 5K. He shows up and just kills it. Now, in all essence, though, he is a collegiate athlete that is running. So,
Right.
yeah, he shows up. He's in beast mode. He's in shape.
Yeah, he's ready to go.
So I wouldn't say it's quite fair to the rest of the athletes. Like Justin comes off the sidelines and runs with him. But yeah, for everybody out there, he's like the serious athlete that's beast mode.
Well, you mentioned the race your way to a 5K.
Yeah.
For anyone out there that is interested in participating in a local in-person event, we do these races. We've got race number 3 or 4 coming up. And,
3, yeah.
On the Strava club page, I just posted that as an event the other day, so that will pop up. I don't know, did you see that, Joe? Where
the Easter egg scramble.
Easter egg scramble. So
Yeah.
Anybody in the club, that's going to pop up on their phone. Hey, there's a race coming up April 3rd. Getting the word out there that way as well.
Yeah. Pretty cool. So yeah, I like the social atmosphere. I've never used it for that, but the last couple weeks I've started looking at it more because Quentin Keaton with Jack Garrett Ford, who's the one that got us turned towards this, it's like, hey man, I see you running, good job. I was like, what? And I realized that, people can follow you.
Yeah.
And you can follow other people. And like, Joe, so your walk, I went back in this morning, gave you kudos for your walk. Just let you know I saw it.
Yeah.
That, looking good, liking it. So I give you a thumbs up.
Yeah. And
could even communicate a little bit too. I could say, hey Joe, how were the trails? And you could respond back, great
Really?
shape, or
Did not know that.
You can comment on people's activities that way.
Yeah, and so that part of it is, I like it because I like to see different things if I'm going to do this kind of stuff. I don't like the same old. So seeing everyone post their trails and where they're walking or running or whatever, that entices me to go say, ooh,
yeah,
I never even thought of going to this area, so let's try this area next. And so I was with just what I can do on the free section alone is very impressive. So hats off to Strava on that. So
they've got the 30-day free trial you could do too if you want to check out the pro features.
Yeah, I never thought of that. Yeah, it was one of those, I wanted to see what my limitations were as far as the free goes,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
so far,
Yeah.
for what I plan on using it for, it's great.
Mm-hmm.
So now under the paid section, you can actually do route planning, segment competition, training dashboard, heart rate and power analysis, advanced metrics, goal setting, training log, compare efforts, beacon, personal heat maps, partner perks, and
Ooh.
premium support.
The personal heat maps is awesome. Quentin showed me his, and it shows you where you run. You know what it is? Have you seen it, Joe?
No.
Yeah, it shows you where you run and how it goes, and like, hold on, let me see if I can pull up mine.
Okay.
But yeah, the heat map. Have you used that at all, Justin?
Yeah.
It's pretty awesome.
Kind of a lightly colored
If I could log in
overlay over a map that's like, without it being too intrusive and blocking your view of everything, it's like you do get an idea of, you could like zoom out on the whole town and see the different areas that you've been in, and it'll color code by how often you've been there. And yeah.
Now, the one weird thing is, I don't know, like you can't get as much stuff on your phone.
Yeah, so for the people that don't know what a heat map is, the heat map, and guys, correct me if I'm completely wrong on this, but the heat map shows you the popular areas.
Yeah, I gotta.
Well, there's a global one and then a personal one, I guess. So you could see where other people have been. And
The most popular walking or exercising areas are in your local area.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm on the Strava website right now, and the heat map, I mean, it's funny how the heat map, like on the East Coast, it's literally looks like it's on fire. Then you get to like North Dakota, South Dakota, Montana, places like that, and it's almost black. Of course, there's not a lot of people there. And then in California, you can basically see the entire state outline of California. So I'm zooming in on West Virginia right now. In West Virginia, it's not bad as far as, but you see an awful lot of dark in West Virginia.
I don't even know. I pulled up my heat map, but it didn't really
show any hot routes yet.
There we go.
Would you consider getting a heart rate monitored, Joe? Is that something that interests you at all?
Actually, I have the Wise band. I just didn't wear it on this workout. That it actually has a heart rate monitor built in.
Yeah.
The only thing it doesn't have is the GPS, but yeah, it actually does have a heart rate monitor in it.
Yeah, just a little teaser for next episode. I've been running with a GPS watch that syncs up with Strava, and gonna continue to test out the features, and then that'll be on next show. Take a little deep dive into a GPS watch and how that works with it.
Okay, so not, and if it's going to break into spoiler alert territory, Justin, just shut me down.
Yeah.
So,
how do I drag the screen over?
Click it and drag it.
You have to go the other way. The other direction.
There you go.
Yep. Oh wow. Okay. Dave's pulling up a heat map. Looks like. Is this the?
Yeah, like this is the high school. Yeah.
Okay, we're looking at the track from up
Lake
above.
Fork. So Joe, just to give you an idea, this way you can see it, Joe.
Okay. Yeah.
It shows where I ran. And you can kind of see like I ran the track a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And down Lake Fork some, and then like you can see I've did around the high school just a couple of times.
Okay, so let's compare the high school to the patch trail. Okay, and see, because I know a lot of people use the patch trail, but I know a lot of
this is
people
just
use the
me
high school.
personally.
I'll just you personally. Okay, gotcha.
So it can pull up your personal map, and you can see.
Okay, so this is your heat map.
My heat map
countywide
specific.
heat map. Okay, gotcha. Okay.
So now you can see like I ran around the COA a lot, and then up Ben's Run Trail a couple of times, but not a whole lot.
Okay.
So it's kind of neat just to see like where your favorite, maybe not your favorite, but where you run the most.
Okay.
And when Quentin showed me, I mean, he had a whole coverage area because he runs all over the place. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's what the heat map looks like. I don't know how, I can't really show it on the thing here, but.
Yeah, you can if you in OBS, but that.
Yeah, I'm in OBS, but I don't know how to get to that on there.
see your mouse.
You want me to drag this back over?
No, just leave it there. Leave it there. Okay, and go to. Oh, okay. Click add.
For those listening out there that, hey, this sounds
Capture.
interesting, sounds like something I would like, you just go to the Patch Facebook page, and we've got a series of videos saying
display 2.
how to join our club, how to get
Hey.
involved with this activity group,
There you
start logging your mileage,
So
and
now go to.
start potentially earning some prizes just by logging miles on the Strava app. So check out
So
Patch
that
Facebook
should
page
be
for
on the
that.
screen right now. I'll just click.
And then I can turn on off of that.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. So let me go back over here.
And let me go back on the. Let me go on the live feed.
Yeah, you
Sure.
get back on your deal and
And we'll check the live feed,
Make
make sure
that
it's
bigger.
actually showing up.
cool. Okay. So you can see here. Hopefully you can see. Justin, if you point up to the corner.
Up here?
Yeah.
No, it's not showing up.
Is it not? It takes a little bit. Anyway, so we're trying to show you, if you're watching our Facebook feed, how.
Of course, we might be delayed.
Yeah, it should have like a 9-second delay. But anyway, trying to get the heat map to show up so you can see, and this is the Committee on Aging. And then up Ben's Run Trail. And then over on the ball
Looks
field.
like the soccer field there.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, we're way behind. There's a big lag. So.
Okay. So anyway, hopefully you're seeing it, but that way you can kind of see what's going on. But pretty neat stuff. And then I wonder. Okay. Yeah, we'll do that next time. We'll get a little better deal on it. So there you go. Get you a little sight of a heat map and how that works. So if you're not part of that yet and you haven't checked on Strava, go check it out. It's pretty neat. I mean, there's a ton of fitness tracking apps, but I like Strava. We've done a good job with it.
Very
Integrated into
straightforward.
our health program stuff.
Easy to use, straightforward.
Yeah.
So that's nice.
Joe's on it. That means it's good stuff.
That's right. Well, now, you don't know that yet. I did not. Tell
All right, so you went through all the features. You want to do some pros for us?
Yeah. So the pros, ease of use.
Yeah.
I could not believe how easy it was to set up and get started. It was just crazy.
I got my mom on it, and she's 70s, 71, 72. Yeah.
So
So I'm just saying, if my mom can get on it and start and stop it, then by golly.
yeah.
And here's the crazy part. The hardest part for her is remembering to turn on her GPS.
Really?
She never knows to go turn it on. She doesn't, because she doesn't use the GPS.
Okay, because I just leave mine on all the time. So
Yeah.
okay.
I guess I
Remember
should have
to,
hers. but-
Turn it off too. That can be an issue sometimes. I know I've gotten in my car and started
Yeah.
driving away, and I'm like, oh man, I didn't stop the run.
Well, you see, one of my runs is down the main road. That's not a run.
Yeah.
It's like, wow, Dave picked up the pace right there.
Yeah, I got up to 50 miles an hour.
And so my next pro is the tracking, the accuracy of the tracking with the
Yeah.
GPS. Now, Cena found it funny when I uploaded my walk, and she looked at it. She goes, "Really?" She said, "Looked like you just took a crayon and went all over the page." It's like, no, I stayed on the trail. She said, "Well, GPSs aren't always going to be dead on accurate with a pretty line, so it looked like I took it
Like you were
like
swerving back and forth.
yeah, like I was." There was some kind of reason I was having some kind of medical issue where I wasn't just staying a straight line, but it kept me on the trail as far as the GPS tracker goes. So I can't really ding it on that, but the ability to track it and as accurate as it was, huge plus for me.
Yeah, I think this is me speculating. Maybe you're the tech guy. Maybe you could get more accurate, but you'd be more of a battery drain. Because
Hey.
I have a different GPS app that once you start that recording, it just destroys the battery much quicker than Strava. So maybe
Really?
there's different intensity levels of GPS tracking.
Joe, can I share your walk?
Absolutely.
Okay. Let me dump this over here real quick.
A little more, Dave. There we go.
I'm new to this whole technology sharing deal. So we'll get Joe's walk up.
Yeah, little squiggly, but
yeah.
Well, I mean, he could have been wobbling. I don't know.
Yeah, that's where I was trying to breathe.
I can't breathe. I can't breathe. I'm off the trail. Somebody help me back on. But, you know, if you're looking at it. Get my mouse over there.
Yeah, right now we're looking at that map, and if Dave wanted to, he could hit create route, and we could share that with everybody on the group page. Like,
Yeah.
hey, check out this.
What Joe was talking about.
This
I
4
got
miler.
to move my mic so I can see. Here's the hill you went up at the end.
Yes.
And back to get that elevation and also to get your last little bit. So,
Yeah.
create route.
You could if you wanted, yeah.
And so that could be a route. So
Joe's-
Joe.
Yeah, because I'm surprised that since that trail, everybody knows about the trail, that it hadn't been added before.
Yeah.
Yeah, up at the top right there. I don't think you need to make any change. Or you could. Like, that's another thing, Joe. If you, with the paid subscription, all those little points, you could change whatever you wanted. You know,
It'd be nice if it
you
was
could
just
take out
one
the hill
lap.
section
But
if you wanted, or yeah, it would take a while, but in theory, you could take all those points out and make it a one lap thing too. But
Okay, so if I was wanting to create my own map, I just go out there, do one lap, save it, and then add that to my loop. Okay.
yeah. Yeah. Well, you create a route in
Right.
the paid part. So that's what
Right.
Justin's been doing, is logging these routes and then
Mhm.
creating them. So Justin, do you care if I back out and show one of yours?
not at all.
So that's Joe's. And actually, you can see Joe's information here. 4 miles. Is that showing on your? Yeah, okay.
Yep.
Hour and 11 minutes total, pace 1741, elevation. Perceived exertion is moderate.
Yeah.
You can put in shoes.
Wow.
Huh. And then a create route. I don't know what GPX means, but
Yeah, I'm not
map.
sure.
But shows the start, shows where you finished, shows your 4 miles. And Joe, you maintained a really good pace.
Yeah.
And then it
Consistent.
went up a little bit because you went up the hill,
Yeah.
because that's a steep hill. So that added about 40 seconds, 60 seconds, I guess.
Mhm.
Not quite a minute, but almost a minute. You can see, get all your data off of this. Wow, I didn't realize it, but it shows you where at on the map.
Yeah, that's cool.
So you stopped. You stopped at your car?
Yeah, I left my water jug there, and I'd stop and get.
Yeah. See,
get a
there's
drink
stop at
after
the
every
car.
lap. Yeah.
Stop at a car. Stop at a car. And that's what I was saying. You could see where your stops were.
Yeah.
Nope, you stopped out there on the end. And then you stopped again.
Now,
Yeah.
see, I did not know that part.
Yeah. So you
See-
can
so
you
see,
can
I'm
analyze
glad I
all
did-
this.
But see, I'm glad I did do it right and didn't loaf, because you guys would have found out.
Yeah. So pretty neat to see. You can see your pace. Like your pace drops away. So you actually walked faster and did your miles faster than what's shown because your stops were in there.
Okay.
So you could, stop your activity, get your drink, and then start it again.
Well, see, now that's where I had issue, because I thought that
Yeah.
when I stopped, it would automatically stop
Automatically.
the timer, but it didn't.
There's a setting for that, I think.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Okay.
Well, it'll auto pause for you once you stop moving.
So got Quentin on here. Katie, hold on, where'd Justin go?
Yeah, I did one this
There we
morning.
go.
Yeah, and then the walk test. Yeah,
Polly's Hill Challenge.
yeah, that's the one I did this morning.
Which one you want to look at? The today?
Sure, that works.
Bat Lion. Who names these things?
Well, there's a bat and run to Lions for
Okay.
Bat Lion.
Gotcha. So you can see the route. Now I can create a route, I guess,
Yep.
because I'm able to manipulate this.
Mhm.
And then you can see your pace.
Yep.
7
minute.
Drop down,
You had
yeah.
1 10-minute mile. What happened? Well, you gained elevation.
Yeah.
And then downhill.
Charging up a hill.
Yeah, so can monitor the thing here. Yeah, you're going up a 16% grade and went up to a 14-mile pace.
Yeah. Got to pick it up next time.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's part of it.
Yep. Well, that's another thing with Strava. It does a grade adjusted pace. So if you,
Yeah.
it'll calculate what your flat ground thing would be. If you're climbing a hill and going slower, it'll make that compensation and tell you, well, if you were on flat ground, it would have been about this pace.
And you can see it. Like, there's a lot of things here. It shows your cadence.
Yeah.
purple line.
That must be from the watch. I don't think the phone app would do that. So that's coming from the Garmin watch.
I don't know.
Because I didn't have my phone with me, so.
Oh, then yeah, it is for sure then. Huh, pretty neat stuff. And then the gap. I don't know what the gap means.
Grade adjusted pace, so if you're going up a hill.
That's what you're talking about then.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So your pace is pretty consistent.
Yeah.
Right here, it dropped down a little bit. Yeah.
What happened?
Well, you're at 9 miles.
Yeah.
If I were in your shoes, I'd be ready to pass out. So that would kind of really explain the slowdown right here. Except it'd be for a longer amount of time. Like mine would be all the way across. Anyway, pretty neat stuff here. Some good tools you can use.
Yep.
Shows your pace, but otherwise it's elevation. Yeah, shows the route. So good stuff. Okay. And then it showed, this is what I like. Second best estimated 10-mile effort.
Okay.
Second best estimated 15K effort. Second best estimated 10K effort.
Huh.
Tracking the weather, partly cloudy, temperature 53 degrees, humidity feels like 53, wind speed, wind direction.
Calories, 1,300.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're allowed to eat lunch today.
All right.
But I do like the top results because I have no idea sometimes. Joe, like you were talking, you might want to do better or try to improve yourself.
Right.
This shows you, based on your overall results, kind of what you're looking at.
Right.
Yeah, and it doesn't matter where you're doing it. You could be in 2 totally different locations, but it'll still tell you if you're better in pace terms, how you're doing.
Okay, I don't have any goals set, but you can set goals.
Yeah.
I don't know what my segments mean. I haven't used this a whole lot. I don't do any of that. My routes. I have one route.
Yeah.
Committee on Aging.
Yeah.
It's a test route. Okay. So, anyway. Pretty neat deal. Okay. So, Joe, did we do pros? I got lost. Did we do pros yet?
We did pros, but we didn't do cons.
All right, let's do cons. Let's
Okay.
address these cons.
So the cons is something we've already discussed, was the auto pause, auto start, auto stop.
Mm-hmm.
The lack of the ability for that, because that was the auto pause for me was kind of a stickler for me, because I didn't notice until I was about 3 laps in. It's like I'm stopping to get a quick drink of water and it's still timing me.
Yeah.
So I wasn't a big fan of that. And then when you guys just mentioned the auto stop feature, so Dave showed on the map where he took off and was driving down the hill and it's still tracking him.
Yeah, that to me it seems like that'd be an easy thing for an app to figure out. Like, okay, now he's going 35 miles an hour. He's not running anymore. It should stop.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it should just automatically say, okay, well, here's the last place we tracked him.
Or at least buzz you. Hey, do you know you're still tracking your run?
Right. Yeah. So something like that should be easily fixed.
Yeah.
And another issue that I discovered that I brought your guys' attention, which you guys was able to fix, was the walking tracking inside the club.
Mm-hmm.
Which you guys said you was able to fix that.
Yeah, I got it fixed this morning.
Yeah, that would have been a big ding if that wasn't an option to fix that.
Yeah. Now, one other thing that I have noticed going throughout the app is they want the Strava itself, not have anything to do with the club, but the Strava app itself leans more heavy towards wanting you to do more physically intense activities like running, biking, swimming, stuff like that. Like when it recorded my walk, it said, yeah, this is great, but when you go to more, like there's certain sections of the analytics where it only covers runs and biking and stuff like that. I think if you're wanting people to be more active, that if you're going to cover part of it over in here in this one section of the app, you should be able to spread it all across the board, not just say, well, yeah, we'll do it, but we'd much prefer you to do this. Mm-hmm. If your goal was for people to get physically fit, then you should spread that coverage across the board, not just say, okay, yeah, we'll cover it all over here, but now over here you're only get bits and pieces.
And for activity type, is there an option for walk?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that's. I'm looking at it now. So I just pulled up walk, and I'm going into settings. So okay, it has auto pause, but only for run
See?
and ride. It
There
does
we
not
go.
have it
There's
for
a
walk.
ding. There's a
Yep.
ding. We
And
found a negative.
I wonder why. That seems crazy.
Yeah, see, that's what I don't understand. That's is what I don't understand.
It
is,
might not be able to pick up that you've stopped. Because that's when I have my run one on, I've noticed like if I get my phone out and I wave it, it thinks I'm running, so it'll start to run. So I'm guessing you don't have enough movement or cadence or pace with a walk that it can
but
identify
you
it.
would think with the GPS tracker that it would know that you're not moving.
It may not be able to tell. Because the GPS tracker could work in bigger gaps, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like if it only picks it up every 20 seconds versus...
Yeah, but we're
I
talking
mean,
about
it
the
would, but I think it would be such a delay it wouldn't know.
But we're
That's
also
my
talking about
guess.
the same GPS tracker, unless it's a limitation in the app. So, like for Waze, if I'm on interstate and I slow down to a crawl because of heavy traffic, it picks it up, but it doesn't alert me. But if I do a complete stop on interstate, it'll say, "Hey, we've noticed you stopped.
Yeah.
Are you in?"
But I mean, that's a pretty big slowdown. You're doing 70 miles an hour and you're down to,
Well, this
5.
is true. This is true.
It
It's
would
like a
know.
sensitivity issue.
Yeah,
that
sensitivity.
It can't tell the difference between like a 1 mile to 2 mile an hour walk and 0. But if you're running at about 5 miles an hour and then go to 0, it can pick that up for whatever reason, but not the slower.
Right. Yeah, because I mean, I was even walking. I think it said my average was like 3.4.
3.4 miles? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, it seems like you should be able to do that.
Yeah, so
It's
that's
not that much different than a slow jog, It's,
right.
Yeah, I was going to say that's about my jogging pace.
Hmm.
Interesting. I don't know. I just know it doesn't offer it. So for whatever reason, it doesn't offer it.
Yeah. And
So you got to stop it. But you can stop it yourself.
right.
You can pause your walk.
But I didn't realize it then until I was.
Yeah. I mean, and
You
really,
left in.
though, it only does that. It just depends on how
And I'm not
how
talking,
accurate you want to be.
right. And I'm not talking. I had a big 10, 20-minute break or anything like
Yeah.
that. It was like
Right. It
Stop.
shows it on your analytics. So.
right. It stopped for maybe a minute or two.
The problem is, as you get in better shape, you're going to take less stops, and then you'll have that first one, which will have all those stops in it. And you'll be, but on the good side, be super easy to improve.
Right.
So next time, just pause it, get your drink, unpause it, and you'll be like, heck yeah, I just, increased my walk time for 4 miles by, minutes.
Right.
So yeah, you're welcome, Joe.
Thank you.
Tip of the week. Increase
Wow,
your
the tip-
do your first one without pausing it, and then do your second one with
with a pause.
with the pause. You'll get better immediately.
There you go.
That's what Justin's been doing.
Yeah.
He's been pausing those and taking lots of breaks, hitching a ride with somebody.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Slow down. It's gotta look realistic.
yeah.
You're going too fast.
I'm going to have to pause it through this section. You're killing me. But all right, Aaron. So some other cons.
That's it.
That's not bad then.
Yeah.
So, and just to clarify here, Joe, you're a first-time user.
Yes.
And Justin, you've been using it a while. I've been using it a while, but I don't pay attention to everything. So, Justin, do you have any pros or cons you want to add?
No, I think he covered most of it. I can't really think of anything at the moment.
The only thing I will say, I'll add a con in. So the other day, our last week's show, we were talking about yoga,
Right.
and I pulled it up, and it had yoga on it. So I clicked on it to see, and it just does time. Now, I forgot to switch it back, and it took me a little while to figure out how to get it off of yoga and back to run,
Okay.
which that's a con I'll say. Is it's a slightly tricky to change settings out of like yoga. I'm almost afraid to put it in yoga now because I can't remember how to get it back out.
I did notice, of course, now this is me being a first-time user, I got confused.
Because you have to go to record,
Right.
then you click on it.
I got confused because whenever I
Do
fired
yoga.
it up, I thought that whenever I just clicked record that it would automatically determine the difference between a walk and run just based off my speed.
Yeah,
But
no.
then I actually noticed that you had to actually toggle between walk and run. Like
Yeah.
and you have to really pay attention to the icon because the running icon, the foot's lifted, and then a walk, the foot's flat.
Yeah.
So that was
And it may not make a difference really. Like if you walked with it
It
on a
depends.
run
If you
setting.
walk on a run setting, but you have it on the auto pause, it'll pause you.
Yeah, that could be a
Okay.
problem.
Yeah, because I had mine on walk before, or on run before, and I was just walking my dogs, for instance,
Right.
and it wasn't picking me up, and I'm like, what the heck is going on? I realized it was on run, because I was thinking the same thing. I can just leave it on run, do whatever,
Right.
but not the case.
Okay.
It kept auto pausing me.
Okay, well, that's good to know because I thought, well, if Strava's going to play the game of we're only going to track you during your run, I'll just turn run on and walk.
Right.
Now, what I will say, too, the other con I have is on walk, it doesn't tell you your splits or your total distance. You have to visibly look at it, but if you have it on run, it does tell you your half-mile splits, so
Through your headphones, you mean? It'll tell you.
it'll tell you through your phone or your headphones or
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah. Okay.
I was trying to look and see. Crap. So if I go to, nope, to run, and then I go to settings, so it's got auto pause on run, audio cues, so you can turn those on and that'll tell you.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you go to audio cues, it gives you start, stop, and pause, and it gives you distance, and I have mine set on every half mile, so you can do every mile, every half mile, or none. And then you can turn on live segment notifications, but I don't know what that means.
Yep.
It says voice announcements or chimes. So,
Mm-hmm.
so those are the things you can do. You can do. Have you used the beacon or anything, Justin?
Nope. I have not.
I don't know what that means either.
You can
Oh,
send a
share.
link to your.
Well, it says share a beacon with up to 3 safety contacts,
Just-
so they
yeah.
can see your location during your activity.
Yep.
Okay.
Might be a little more applicable in a big city or something.
Yeah, or I'm thinking if you're out hiking like through a national forest or whatever.
Yep.
And then it has live segments, and it says receive notifications when you start and finish starred and popular segments. I don't know what that means either.
Yeah, I wonder if that beacon. Do you need cell service? If you went out in the middle of nowhere with 0 bars, would that beacon still work for whoever you shared that with?
I'm going to say no.
Got to test it. That'll be the review next week.
So the auto pause.
Yeah, that won't be hard to test around here.
Yeah. Go down the street till you lose service. Yeah.
Yeah, see the auto pause and the voice for some reason only works on running. So that's my con. You can't use it while walking, which is really bummer because a lot of people I imagine walking use this. Or would. Like my mom and then like you, Joe, it'd be nice if you could hear, because I really enjoy hearing my splits.
Right.
Because then I know what pace I'm running.
Right.
Huh.
Joe, for you, are you the type where having these numbers in front of you kind of is a motivating thing at all? That makes me want to log some more miles. Just
Yes, absolutely.
Mhm.
Because we talked about it before the show, I've had fitness trackers for years, and they'll do your steps, and with what I do, I'm using my hands all the time, so I find that a lot of times that I'll get a lot of false readings.
Mm-hmm.
With this, I start it, I stop it, and it tells me distance instead of steps, because
Yep.
it's one of those, I could shuffle my feet and get,
Yeah.
many more steps than actually taking a full stride. So get a much more accurate reading. And I did find myself, because when I first went to walk, I thought, well, I'll just crank out a quick mile and go back to the office. And once I saw how quick I did a mile in, I thought, well, let's see if I can crank out another mile. And then here I was, 3.8 miles, and I was like, I really don't want to do another full lap, but let me at least hit 4 miles.
Oh yeah, I do that all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So I at least want to get that
Yeah.
rounded off to full mile. So
I don't know what it is about wanting to reach that little segment.
Yeah.
Get a mile, get a half mile.
Yeah, because
sometimes
I'm
quarter
not
mile.
going to stop. I want to stop at a full mile. I don't want to stop at 3.8. So that's why I did the quick walk up. Well, it wasn't at that point. It wasn't a quick, but I walked to the top of the hill and back down.
Yeah.
Funny stuff.
Yeah, and it for someone that's just getting into it, somebody says, go for a 2-mile walk. They're like, man, that sounds like a long distance.
Yeah.
But then the app kind of shows you can do 2 miles. You can.
Yeah,
not as
it's one of
bad as it
those.
sounds.
Yeah, and that's what I really like, is because it helps you gauge. It gives you better gauge on how much or how little you actually need to walk to achieve that goal. Because you may find somebody says go walk 2 miles, and you're going, oh, that's terrible. And then you find out, well, I've actually walked further than that, because you know mentally you may be thinking, well, 2 miles, and I'm dying, and actually in reality you might actually been walking 3 or 4 miles. So then you step back and go, well, if I was actually walking further, so yeah, 2 miles is nothing.
I gotta say, I'm impressed, Joe. Your first time out, you hit 4 miles. That's massive.
Well, I wanted to, like I said,
You want to set the bar high.
Yeah. Well, I thought, well, if I'm going to do this, if I'm going to give an honest effort, I want to actually do it and do it right.
Yeah.
That's why I said I wanted to at least crank out a mile. And then when I seen that I cranked out a mile in 17 minutes, I was like, well, I'm not done then.
Yeah. Go make this worthwhile.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, you hit it hard. 4 miles that's a run or walk. It doesn't matter. That's a good little activity. Okay. Well, the good news is, I didn't do this. I know we're like an hour and 20 into this, but
We're in extended edition today.
yeah, let me go to the club.
I saw, Dave, you just ran the route for our upcoming 4K race the other day. I saw that pop up on my feed.
Yeah.
The Jack Garrett Forward 4K. Starting at Jack Garrett.
Yeah, so you can see. Get over to it. Upcoming club event. So this is pretty neat with the club. Last week's leaders, this week's leaders. And I don't know who Brent Cottrell is.
Yeah, that's the
Is that the guy that came
person
in?
I mentioned lives in like West Union.
Yeah, from Calhoun that came over and did our runs. That's awesome.
Yeah.
And
He
Quentin,
puts
of
in a
course.
lot of mileage.
Yeah, he does. That's, Justin, right now you got the longest activity, and then Quentin and Kyle. But you can see the leaderboard. And like, Joe, you're on there, buddy. You got one activity but didn't log your time because it was before I changed it.
Yeah, you guys want me to go walking out of 4 miles is what it is. I'm calling conspiracy on that.
It would be nice to have these leaderboards, a walker and runner leaderboard, because like you said, David,
Yeah.
the mileage.
I mean, check this out. Today, 7:07, Mark Pauly did a morning weight vest run. He did 2 miles. He killed it.
Right here in Spencer, it looks like.
Yeah, I'll give him kudos.
Yeah.
And then Justin, you did a little walk test to make sure it's going to register.
Yep.
I don't know why he did you that way, Joe. He should have fixed that before you did your walk.
Yeah, I'm calling conspiracy on this one.
Yeah, I get nervous when there's new people trying to get onto the leaderboard.
Yeah. So you can see all.
Sabotage them somehow.
How do we do our? How do you find the routes and stuff?
They have to be shared.
I
So
mean-
you'd get a direct share link. That's another. That'd be a ding for me that our club page doesn't have a list of all the club routes right there. You have to individually share them.
Yeah, that's going. So my run should be on here somewhere, right?
The Jack Garrett loop.
Yeah.
Yep. Well.
How do I find it? Hold on. It'll be
Yeah,
on
should
Club
be.
Leadership, surely. So,
Yeah. Well.
because I'm here. Okay. Okay, yeah. So here's my run.
That's kind of cool. It shows pictures up at the top. I didn't know it did that.
Yeah, so I did the Easter egg scramble route.
Yep.
So 2.5 mile or 2.3 miles. Took me just at 25 minutes. And this shows the route. So starting at Jack Garrett Ford and going down around the bank, back up West Main, and then up into Chapman Avenue, back down Schoolhouse Hill, and then back up West Main again, all the way down behind Dairy Queen and circling out of Dairy Queen and come back down the main road to Jack Garrett Ford again.
Yep.
You can see my pace. You can tell I hit a hill right there. Now, it's only a 2.8% grade. Justin, you did like a 16% grade, but I slowed way down.
Man, it seems like that Schoolhouse Hill is more than 2% grade, but.
Well, I went down Schoolhouse Hill,
Uh,
which is probably here. A negative 3.2. Maybe. I don't know. Actually, it would have been right here. Let's
Do
make
you have
it-
a star review rating, Joe?
Yes, I do. So, based off the pros and cons, and I'm glad we had this open discussion of that there's some issues that I ran into that it wasn't because I was a newbie, that there is an actual issue. I got to give it a solid 4 stars.
Mm-hmm. That's what I was thinking. They sounded like you had a pretty good experience with it.
Yeah, I mean, overall, I was really impressed with what all I can do, especially with just the free version of the app.
Yeah.
That really impressed me.
I think you'll like it the more you use it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, just with what they offer for free, I just couldn't believe and was really impressed with how well it worked and how smooth everything went. Obviously, there are some things they need to polish on, but still, overall, great, solid 4 star.
Well, when we come in next week, if you don't mind, try to get another activity in.
Okay.
And now that you know how to like pause it
Okay.
yourself and know that you have to do that, I guess.
Right.
And then see if anything changes. And
Okay.
then, Justin, you were going to review a watch, but let's save that for the next show as well because we're an hour and a half in right now.
Okay.
But yeah, we'll kind of follow up on this, and that'll be next week's review. Review number 2, or review part 2 of the Strava and the fitness watch.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. And by then we should have more people in the activity club. So if you're out there listening, join the Jack Garrett Ford Patch Activity Club and start logging your stuff on Strava. And you can join Joe and Justin, myself, Mark, Polly, Quentin, a whole group of people, and get involved and start looking at where you can earn as you do your activities. So pretty cool stuff. All right, Joe, if anybody has any questions, because we covered a lot of stuff here. You talked about T-Mobile, Amazon, TikTok, and then,
Right.
of course, Strava, the app. So
Right.
if they can get a hold of you, how they need to, or if they need to get a hold of you, how can they get a hold of you?
You can give us a call at our office at 304-927-3588. Check out our website at amdigitaltechnologies.com, or follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube at AM Digital Tech for all that. Or subscribe to the podcast Help Desk with Joe and Dave. We're on all the major podcast platforms, hosted by Anchor.fm.
Yeah. And we're here in Spencer, West Virginia at the Patch Turned Up Studio, and with A&M Digital Technologies powering all the stuff behind the scenes and all our programs and taking care of us with all our technology and communication needs. So again, myself, Joe, Justin, this is our long show, which I thought was going to be short, but turned out to be long.
Now, is it just coincidence that we was talking about fitness stuff and then we're actually in an extra large episode?
Yeah. Talking fitness, as we said here, for an hour and a half.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, good stuff. So really proud of our community and the want and need for people to get healthier. So pretty neat deal. So if you're interested in that, check out how technology integrates into health activities. But we'll be back next week with Help Desk with Joe. This is show 53 in the books. So, gentlemen, thank you both.
Thank you.
And everybody, thanks for tuning in and watching, and we'll be back next week for more.